Hey guys, it's Kim here and welcome back to my channel. And yes, my hair is redder. Le red. La rouge. Blood of my blood. I just smelt my own hair. But today, we're going to be talking about X-Men Apocalypse. Lips. Tits. Tits. This video's gone well so far. But yes, today we're going to be talking about X-Men Apocalypse. I wasn't actually going to do a review of this movie because I'm not wholly into the X-Men that much, but I have to say this film was actually fantastic, and as soon as I saw it, I thought, I'm going to do a review of this. So I saw it 2 nights ago, so let's get into it. I would say I would give this movie about an 8 out of 10. I thought it was surprisingly good. I was going into the movie not actually expecting much, and when it came out, I felt satisfied as a Marvel fan. Even though I don't know a huge amount about the X-Men, I still felt like I knew enough to be able to understand and enjoy the film, which was great. So X-Men Apocalypse is basically about the apocalypse. So our main villain, Apocalypse, basically wants to take over the world, wipe out humans, and let mutants run supreme. Mutants are like his children. He thinks of them, they're his babies, so he wants what's best for them. It don't make it a good reason to destroy the world though. And of course, Professor Xavier and his team of X-Men come and save the day. So as a superhero movie plot goes, it's quite basic. There's a lot of different elements happening there within this story, but as a superhero movie plot, it is very straightforward. You've got your main villain, you've got people on his side that get turned back to, you know, the good side, and at the end of the day they wipe him out and all is clear and good. I think for once I actually didn't have any problems with the story at all. I didn't really see any plot holes or any problems there, which is strange because it's an X-Men movie and they basically wiped their whole universe clean so they could fix up the plot holes, which again makes sense that there wouldn't be any plot holes. So I was pretty happy with the layout of this film and how it worked. So overall I was really happy with the plot, and I didn't have any issues at all with the plot. It was all perfect. As always, let's start talking about the characters. So of course we've got the old characters which have been there throughout the whole film franchise. So this is Professor Xavier, which I really just want to call Wheels. If you know, in that first X-Men movie, one of my favorite moments in that is when Wolverine says to him, "What do they call you, Wheels?" I just am like, that is what I want to call Professor Xavier. He is literally Wheels to me. I really wish that was his nickname. And then we've also got Mystique, and then we've got Magneto as well. So those are the 3 big people. Obviously we have other characters that are in the previous films that are in this film, but those are the main ones I think we should focus on. So these 3. I thought, obviously we've seen them grow throughout these films, and I think all the actors are doing a really fantastic job as who they are. I think a lot of time was spent on Mystique throughout the other films, but this film I didn't feel like as much was shining on her, which was kind of good, because I think the fact that Jennifer Lawrence was blowing up everywhere, they wanted to spend a lot more time on giving her more screen time. But I think in this film they sort of like pushed that aside and everyone got equal screen time, which actually felt like it was supposed to, which was amazing. And of course we were introduced to the new characters in the series who aren't new, but they're new to us in this franchise. So we had Cyclops, we had Jean Grey, we had Quicksilver, Nightcrawler, and we can probably just throw in the fact that Wolverine was in this film, but we will talk about that a little bit later. And then of course we were introduced to the newer characters, which yes, we know who they are, but in terms of being cast, we had Quicksilver, who is the best character. Like, who can not like him? That one scene where he was saving everyone and it was in slow motion, and the music, that was literally like my favorite scene of all X-Men films, for sure. I really liked his scene in the film before this one. Anytime he was on screen, he's just so charismatic, but the thing is, like, he's not even charismatic, he's just funny and entertaining, so it works. But I think that scene was my favorite scene in the whole entire film. I absolutely loved it. We also were introduced to Jean Grey. I was a bit worried about Sophie Turner in this, because when I saw the trailers I just didn't feel like her acting was strong enough, but I have to say in this film she was pretty damn good. She was an amazing Jean Grey, and I'm really excited to see her progression into seeing like like just how she becomes, you know, the Dark Phoenix. We saw in this film she like let everything loose and basically destroyed Apocalypse, which was amazing to see. They're finally starting to show her correctly, because we don't want to talk about the last stand. No. Something that's a little weird that I want to talk about, and I'm not sure how that's going to progress in the future for these X-Men films, but if you've seen it by now, you know Wolverine is in the film. He is in the film, he is badass, everyone loves Hugh Jackman, he's the best Wolverine. How can we ever recast him? I can't see that ever happening. But that scene between Jean and Logan was like, there was just so much in that moment, and you didn't even need to say anything or hear anything or do anything. But what I am wondering is that obviously she's a young Jean Grey and he's older, so like how is they going to work with the actors, because Sophie Turner is quite young compared to Hugh Jackman, so I don't know how that's going to progress in the future and exactly what's going to happen if they're going to cast an older Jean Grey for the new franchise. I don't know, but what do you guys think about that? Let me know in the comments below. Then we also had Cyclops. I really like Cyclops in this film. Normally I hate him. I think I just hated him in the old films because he just seemed kind of annoying and in the way, but he really grew into his own in this film, and I'd say he did a pretty damn good job. So I'd have to say thumbs up for Cyclops, hell yeah. Then we had Nightcrawler, who was ruined in the, you know, previous films. But I really like this Nightcrawler. He's got like, he's just interesting and funny. He just gives that comic relief, which is really cool. Obviously Quicksilver has a bit of comic relief, but I think I would really like to see those two interact with each other, Quicksilver and Nightcrawler. I just feel like it would just be amazing just to see them to have a conversation, just the two of them, because I just feel like they're so weird, and it would just be so interesting to see how they interact with each other. So those were the main characters I want to talk about. I want to give an honorable mention to Storm in this film. Now, I didn't really, I think I watched one trailer. I watched one trailer and then I didn't want to see anything else again, because not that I didn't like it, I'm not really into X-Men that much, so I wasn't going to watch all the trailers when they came out. And I was obviously going to see this film, but I didn't know if I was going to see it at the cinema or on DVD. So I did not know Storm would be in this film, and when I first saw her I thought, oh my god, is this Storm? I wasn't 100% sure because I didn't know if they were actually going to bring Storm into this. Then of course when she gets her suit and she's badass with the lightning, oh my god, I'm really excited for Storm. I think she looks freaking epic in this film. Like, I think she was slightly underestimated in this film, but then again there was so many different people, so it's hard to like give everyone equal time. But I think Storm did pretty damn well in this film, and I'm excited that she's now becoming part of the X-Men, and she's, you know, kind of, I think you get one pass. Well, Magneto's had 50 passes, but you get one pass of being evil and, you know, learning the error of your ways and then coming from it. Though Magneto seems to have a million passes. Dude, just decide if you're good or bad, seriously. Okay, I realize I'm sort of rambling on a bit, but I did want to talk about like those main characters. So I think that's all I really wanted to talk about for the film, for X-Men. Like, I love the plot, all the characters were amazing. I didn't really have any problem with any of it, which is surprising. I was really excited that Professor Xavier's finally lost his hair now, so he's actually Professor X. So that's kind of exciting. Who was your favorite character? In this particular film, I was probably most excited for Jean Grey and Quicksilver. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Give me a like if you liked the video, and I will see you very soon. Goodbye. Oh my god, I totally forgot to mention Hank!